because these were already discussed. Okay, I'd like to show this slide because it's really appalling when you look at the number of children that die daily because of malnutrition and hunger. 95 Filipino children. And when you look at, I don't know what the figures said by Jack, but what is being broadcast is that 33% of Philippine children are actually stunted, one of the highest in the world. When you think about that, 33% of Filipino children, 33% of all the future Filipino producers and leaders are actually stunted. When you look at stunting, it actually leads to mental retardation, which is to say they cannot function their full mental capacity. So what will become of our country when a third of our the future generation cannot function mentally properly? So it leads to intergenerational poverty and hunger, and that has to end. The cycle of violence, I call it violence because I think it's immoral that we are allowing this to happen. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about the different programs. We also do dietary supplementation program. The reason why I'm talking about these different programs in a nutshell is because I'm also looking at opportunities for collaboration amongst the people in the audience as well as those who are in the Zoom call. No? So we operate in Taguig City, Manila City, Laguna, Pampanga, and Palawan. We have opportunities actually to conduct this dietary supplementation program in other areas. So if you're interested, we'd like to hear from you. We work with local communities, NGOs, and we support DSWD as well as DepEd. The government's dietary supplementation is really flawed because it only covers 120 days. But how many? That's about 6 months, right? But the school year is 10 months. So what will happen to these kids after your feeding program? Even with DepEd's feeding program, they only cover what you call the severely wasted and wasted children. And at best, they're not even able to cover 100% of those who are considered wasted. They don't do blanket feeding simply because there's not enough money available for their feeding programs. The DSWD claims that they do some sort of blanket feeding amongst children under 5 in the daycare schools. But when you look at other far-flung communities, that does not really happen because, again, simply lack of funding. Rise Against Hunger is fully funded by private sector. We don't get any funding. We knock at the doors of these BPOs, and we're able to leverage our international connections because of this. So most of our donors actually come from the American BPOs because our headquarters in the US. So we're able to mobilize a lot of this private sector support. Food banking. Globally, there are about 30% of all food that is produced in the system are actually lost. And our mantra is that 30% is actually enough to feed all hungry people. But it was only in 2019 that we were able to set the first food bank in the Philippines. There were other attempts to put up the food bank, but mostly these are like community pantries or short feeding programs, or when somebody has money, then they will give out ayuda. But that's not really what food banking is all about. It's a misnomer when people call themselves food banks when they really don't operate like a food bank. So we work with the Global Food Banking Network, which is also funded with the Global Food Banking Network, which has members in 50 countries. There are about 300 members of us. Right now, we're able to set up another food bank in Cebu, together with Simply Share Foundation. And we're opening another food bank later this month together with Amat Buhay of the former Vice President Leonard Robredo. That will be in Naga City. We are open for other food banks to operate other food banks. Currently, we operate what we call virtual food banking from as far north as Tuguegarao to down south to even to the Del Sur. So if you're interested to partner with us, there's food available. There's really food available. It's just lost in the system, but we can. I just came from a meeting in Bangkok, sponsored by the Rockefeller Foundation. It talks about climate change. Food waste contributes about 10% of methane gas. So it's a big contributor to greenhouse gas emission. But when we try to rescue that food, instead of feeding the landfill, why not we feed people? So the logic is very, very simple. So we work with a lot of manufacturers, practically the major manufacturers donate to us. And it was actually opportune that we were able to do this before the pandemic. Because when the pandemic hit us, we were there to really rescue the food that was not manufactured anymore. We also operate the jeepney kitchen and food bank because we believe that food is should be local. So we retrofitted a jeepney into a mobile food bank. It goes around different areas, barangays,
Jeepney kitchen.
Metro
Okay yan.
Manila, and we serve about 500 families every time it goes out. Again, we're open to collaboration. You can sponsor an outing of the jeepney kitchen. You can go out to your areas. Sustainable agriculture. Again, East West Foundation is already doing this. We have to help our farmers. Basically, a World Bank report said that the backbone of any nutrition and food security program should be agriculture, and we believe in that. So we also do sustainable agriculture practices, and we promote that. We do agriculture recovery. There was a mention of the Vizcaya Agricultural Terminal. We did a study there, and we showed that about 50% of all vegetables brought down to the Bagsakan or NVAT are actually lost. They're not procured by the traders because of simple reasons like cosmetic reasons. They're either too ugly, too large, too small. So what we do, we have a barter system wherein